today. I'm here to tell you a little bit about me and to tell you why I stand here. Yes, I have served on the council for about 7 years, and I have done more than sat on a dais and took votes. I've literally worked through Illinois Municipal League to lobby our state legislators to make sure that we are not impacted by unfunded mandates and regulations that impact us long-term down the line, as well as working with our federal legislators through the National League of Cities, sitting on various committees, including the Federal Advocacy for Community and Economic Development, university communities, understanding what it means to have a true solid town and gown relationship. These are things that have been important to our community, but I've also made sure I've been a student, which I'm just about done with my LC University, and will be certified, have been certified through their REAL program, which is Racial Equity and Leadership, because I'm committed to the work of our community. So what am I here for? Because I want to see Normal thrive. And there's a meaning behind that word, thrive. So I have a quick few seconds to tell you about these 6 points. Number 1, the T, technology. Technology is real and it's something we need to be ready for. We kind of have a vision, but we don't have the advocacy taking place in our community to push that vision forward. And technology is real. We need to talk about cloud. We need to talk about APIs. We need to talk about AI technology and what it's doing, but also how it's beneficial and helpful for our communities and how we can provide greater services. And long term, now the ticket price on the front end is a little expensive, but long term, we will save our community lots of money when we do it and do it right. EH is housing. People talk about housing. Let me tell you something about me if you don't know this. I've been dealing in housing since 2008. When the first big bubble burst. I worked for, or I didn't work because I do a lot of volunteering. I don't get a paycheck for what I do. I volunteered for ESOP, where we worked twofold. We did legislative work to make sure that people who were impacted not have the continued repercussions they were experiencing, and those who were in positions to lose their houses, we found ways to make sure that they can keep them. So I did that. Then I started with the Community and Economic Development Committee through NLC in 2018 as we worked to try to get a housing bill or housing attached to the infrastructure bill. So I've been at this for a while, trying to ensure that our community has what it needs. And so we have to be mindful and thoughtful on what that looks like. And part of what we've been trying to do is expand the infrastructure bill to include housing. And we want to continue that because it'll be helpful to ensure housing for the future. ER is reimagining cultural diversity. Now, I know people have assumptions. You hear a woman and a woman of color say cultural diversity, and you get tunnel vision. But cultural diversity is more than that. It's age. It's religion. How do we really incorporate all of these? I'll be honest, when I moved here 12 years ago, everything we did was from a monolithic purview. But how do we expand that and ensure that everyone has a sense of belonging and feels like they are part of this community and that they have a say? Next, which kind of also lends into that, is intentional community engagement. We are an amazing community. Nobody clapped for that. Nobody shouted. See, that's why community engagement is important. You all should have been excited when I said, this is an amazing community. But we haven't told the right story. And that only happens when you have intentional community engagement, allowing people to feel like their voices is heard, whether we agree or not. But you've been heard. And we can come to the table and figure out where we can meet in the middle. Also, it helps you tell our story. When you're happy about something and you're excited about something, you want to tell everybody. I know there's a lot of women in here, the moment you got engaged, what you do? You ran and told somebody because it was the greatest thing that ever happened to you. And we have to feel that way about this community in which we live in and we invest in. And you, because you make an investment in it, is a stakeholder in it. V, vibrant community development. Now, community development is different than economic development. Community development deals with our services we provide as well as the amenities. And that's what makes the community stand out above any other. It's what you provide, your services, and your amenities. And last but not least, our crown jewel, economic development. That is where we become who we are. And so that the core of it all, economic development, is important. I thank you all for your time and hope to see you all soon.